Hi kids, it's Miss Han and my trusty assistant, Skittles. And today we're going to learn a new song called I'm Slowly Going Crazy. And it should be a fun song that we can sing fast or slow, backwards or forwards, and I'll show you that later in the lesson how to do that. But for now, let's get started. There you go, buddy. What are we going to learn today? Well, today we will learn the different musical symbols that make up a song. We're going to take a real piece of music and identify and recognize these symbols. And by the end, I want you to be able to answer this question. Can I label the parts of a song on my own? That would mean you'd be able to take another piece of music, wherever that might be, from wherever that might be, and you'd be able to label the parts that we learn about today without anybody's help. So first things first, I like to learn the lyrics and then put them together with the rhythm and then learn the melody and then put those two things together. So first we're going to look at the lyrics. Speak with me. I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch. Crazy, going, slowly am I. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. What do you notice about these lyrics? Is there anything special that sticks out to you without seeing the rest of the song? Well, one thing is that they're both the same exact words. What else? They're both like turned around, upside down, backwards. So the rhythms the note values we're going to be using today will be the quarter note and the beamed eighth notes. So you can see there's two different types of eighth notes. There's eighth notes that don't have the beam because they're single, and then there's eighth notes that are beamed, and these I like to think of as friends because they hold together. The reason why we do this in music is because it's so much easier to read notes when we kind of have them grouped. Just like when we take notes for other classes, we kind of group information into little blurbs of knowledge so that we can remember those things better. So in this case, that's what musicians do. They group together those notes, and this always will make one beat. So just like this one makes one beat, this one makes one beat. Let's look at it from a different point of view. So just like I mentioned in class, think of a beat as like a pizza. So we have one whole pizza here, just for ourselves, and that would be the quarter note. And that is one whole pizza. Now, if we're gonna cut this in half, that's what our pizza would look like, right? Instead of one whole pizza, now we have one whole pizza still, but it's cut into two pieces. And that's exactly what an eighth note, two beamed eighth notes are like. Here we see them here we see them pizzified. We're just looking at the rhythm. Here we have two eighth notes beamed, two eighth notes beamed, two eighth notes beamed, two eighth notes beamed. Bar line in the same spot, two eighth notes, two eighth notes, two eighth notes, and one quarter note at the very end. So the rhythm is very simple. So let's just try it from this second line here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And how did I know when to start over? Well, Remember that line there? That's called a bar line. And that tells us we need to start over again when we see it in music. And basically all it does is the same thing that this line, this beam, does, is it kind of groups things together so that us as musicians can read things easier. That's all it is. So let's try this one last time, all together rhythmically. We're going to tap our heads for the eighth notes, and we're going to clap on the quarter notes. Let's try it. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Very good. So now we've talked about the rhythm, we've talked about the lyrics. We need to talk about the melody. That is one of the most important parts of a musical song. So there are two ways to talk about melody. There is looking at the treble clef or bass clef and knowing these letters. That's something the 5th graders know, maybe not the 4th graders yet, or some of them, some of you may play piano, or maybe you play a different instrument. That's awesome. And then there's also the singer's way of doing it, is the solfege hand signs. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, di, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. And these help us understand with our voice, where do the pitches lie? So do, re is right next to each other. And we can tell that by singing it, by hand signing it, or if there's a leap, which is more than a step. So do, mi, so, mi, do, so, do. And that is do, mi is a 3rd, do, so is a 5th, and in your song there's going to be a do, la. And that's all easy to do because I understand with my voice which intervals these are. And if you play an instrument, it's really nice to know where those intervals lie because you're going to play more in tune and you're going to enjoy what you sound like much faster. So just to sum up, these are going to be what you need when you play an instrument. Let's say I play the piano, or I play the violin, or the recorder, or whatever instrument you might need. This is for singers, but really it's for all musicians who want to make sure that they're playing their best. This will help us understand pitch relationships, meaning how do these pitches sound next to each other or far apart from each other. Okay kids, so next part is putting the solfege together with the music. And this is how we learn how to sight read or read music without having ever seen it before. So let's try. I'm going to do a little part and I want you to try to copy my pitch and I want you to try to copy my hand sign that I'm doing, okay? We're going to start from here. Do, 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 la, so, mi. Now you try. Do, 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 la, so, mi. Now the hardest part of this measure is right here. This is a 6th. Do, la. Try that with me. Do, la. Okay, so that was one measure. Let's try the next one. What do you see that's similar? Are there any notes that look the same? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what about this interval? Do to la. We see it again. Do to la. And then we see again we have so. But what is different about this note? What is that note called? A quarter note. And what are these two called? A beamed eighth note. Very good. So let's try singing that second measure. We're starting here. Listen. Do, 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 la, so. Notice I'm saying that one for a full beat, and these are all half of a beat. Try it with me from right here. Do, 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 la, so. Very good. Let's start from here and go all the way to the end. And then we're going to stop. Okay? Listen. There's our pitch do. Do, 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 la, so, mi. Do, 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 la, so. Can you try that with me? 1, 2, 3. Do, 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 la, so, mi. Do, 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 la, so. So we're going to continue from there, and we're going to sing the second line, and we're going to put it all together. Listen first, and then repeat. So instead of do, we're going to sing up here. Do. Ready? Do, do, ti, so, la, la, so, mi. Do, re, mi, do, la, ti, do. Now it's your turn. 1 and 2 and 3 and 3. Do, do, ti, so, la, la, so, mi. Do, re, mi, do, la, ti, do. Awesome! Oh, we're going to continue on. Is this the same as this one? We have do, 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 do. What do we have down here? Do, re, mi, do, la, ti, do. Ooh, we go down even further than ever we've been yet in this song. So let's see what that sounds like. Do, re, mi, do, la, ti, do. Now you guys try. Ready? Do, re, mi, do, la, ti, do. And remember, this isn't like the other notes. This one's a quarter note, so we have to hold it just a little bit longer. Let's try this measure again. It's a bit tricky. Do, re, mi, do, la, ti, do. Now we're ready to try the whole song with the solfege. So we're going to continue from there, and we're going to sing the second line, and we're going to put it all together. Listen first, and then repeat. So instead of do, we're going to sing up here. Do. Ready? Do, do, ti, so, la, la, so, mi. Do, re, mi, do, la, ti, do. Now it's your turn. 1 and 2 and 3 and 3. Do, ti, do. Awesome! Now let's put those things together, shall we? Here's our low do. Here's our high do. One and two and ready. Do, 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 la, sol, mi, do, 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 la, sol, do, do, ti, sol, la, sol, mi, do, re, mi, do, la, ti, sol. Wonderful job. So just in case you have any questions or maybe have a little trouble doing the activity, it's okay. This is the first time I've ever asked you to do that. So I've already put them in there for you, so you can press pause on this YouTube video and kind of check your answers and make sure that they're correct. I hope you got all of them right. So the next part of our song, we're not just learning a song, we're learning about music as a whole. So I want to make sure that you understand what these things are and that we're able to identify them on this piece of music. And it's not going to be as hard as you might think. It might be 2 words, it might be a sentence. That is called the title of a song. Next, we're going to look over here. At the beginning of each line, there's going to be a symbol. In this case, we're only using the treble clef symbol. So we want to understand that that is what a treble clef looks like, and we're going to label it on your worksheet. On the staff, next to the treble clef, that is called common time signature. And it's really called common because we use it all the time. So it's pretty easy to remember that the C stands for common time. And it replaces from just writing it like this, a 4 over a 4. And we've already talked about a 4 over 4 time signature in class. Here we have the quarter notes. So make sure you label them correctly on your worksheet. Oh, we have a bunch of eighth notes for you. We call them beamed because they have this line connecting 2 of them. So when you have 2 together, that makes 1 beat. Remember that. This is the words of the song is called the lyrics. The lyrics are the words that we sing or that we hear when we hear pop music on the radio. Bar lines are really important because they break down the music into smaller chunks, so it's easy to read quickly. So we're only thinking in our minds, we're only thinking up to 4 or 6 or maybe 3 instead of thinking up to like how many beats would there be here? Maybe there would be like 16 beats all together in this one song, and this is a tiny song. So here we have, between these 2 bar lines, we have a measure. And a measure is the whole part from one bar line to the next. So we have from here to here, that is 1 measure. And then this symbol down here is called a repeat sign. So what does that mean exactly? That it shoots you back to the beginning and we get to sing again. So now we know all the stuff we need to know. Let's sing and have some fun. We've gotten to know the lyrics. We know our rhythms and we know our melody. Let's put them all together and sing the song. Finally, right? Ready, go. I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch. Crazy going slowly am I. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch. Crazy going slowly am I. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. So, there is something special about this song. 2 people or more can sing it at different times. Let's see how that goes. You know the lyrics, we know our rhythms, and we know our melody. Let's put them all together and sing the song. Finally, right? Ready, go. I am slowly going crazy. I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch. Crazy going slowly am I. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch. I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch. Crazy am I going crazy. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. So, there is something special about this song. So, let's sum up what we learned today. We learned the different musical symbols that make up a song, and then you identified and recognized these symbols in the song that we sang, but we're slowly going crazy. And now, here's the essential question. Can you take another song and find those same things in it? I challenge you to find any song you like that's, of course, age appropriate and parent approved, and circle those things that we circled today in our music. You can also find all the answers to the worksheet on the video recording that I've presented to you today. So don't stress, just be happy.